Well, I finally did it. I made a cave spider XP farm, and we get string and spider eyes here as well. We're gonna sell candles at our shop at spawn, and I have the honeycomb from our bee farm back at the base, but the one thing I was missing for a long time now has been the string. Looks like we have plenty of string. Let's go ahead and take some and stock up a chest at the shop, and we'll see what else has changed at spawn while we're there. Welcome back to the Club House SMP. Before we head to spawn and stock up our shop with candles, why don't I go ahead and show you quickly the farm I made for farming cave spiders. So there was a cave spider spawner in this abandoned mineshaft here, and I dug it out. This box here is where the spawner is. You can see it because I've used tinted glass around the outside on all four sides. And if we look inside, you can see it's a standard 9x9 farm. And in the middle, there are fence gates that are open around a 3x3 hole. A water source in each corner pushes the cave spiders to the center where they drop down and get stuck under the ledge. And there's flowing water that push them toward one corner where you saw the hoppers and the chest down below. I'll show you quickly. There is a staircase down, and the floor is all slabbed up. I'll go ahead and place a torch here temporarily so we can see the farm. But I think light from this torch will reduce spawn rates. Yeah, as you can see, the farm does a pretty good job of pushing all the spiders toward the corner. And it makes it pretty easy for us to swipe at them with our Looting 3 sword. Bane of Arthropods and Sweeping Edge would be better to have on this looting sword, but since we have the looting and the sharpness, we get what we need from this farm, which is the string for making candles. As you can see, we get quite a few spider eyes as well, and I don't know quite what to do with them all. But we'll definitely make good use of the string, not only for candles, but you can craft wool with it too. It's a little bit noisy. Here, let's grab this torch. It's time to fly. I've got my inventory full of string, and we're gonna dip out this way. Hey, wandering trader, where's Bob? I see the llama, but where's the trader? He should be around here somewhere. There he is, over here with his other llama. It looks like they got separated. What kind of trade do you have, sir? Packed ice, mangrove logs. I would love to purchase both of those items. Probably not the rest of these, though. But I don't have any money on me. So I guess we'll leave Bob there and see if he's still there when we return. Maybe we can bring some emeralds back with us. All right, let's go to base and craft up some candles. I think it's this way. Well, there's our base, and I have some things to show you here as well. Let's go down into the storage room first, where you can see I've added a lot more greenery. Yeah, we had this pond that we made in the last episode, and I liked it a lot. We had the particle effects from these firefly bushes already, and we of course had the tropical fish inside with the sea pickles and all the lushness, but I've added some leaves to the walls. I've also done a little bit of texturing here with the cracked deep slate bricks and these tile bricks as well. Yeah, we've got azalea leaves, and I've hung a bunch of these glow berries. So we've got them hanging from the ceiling now. And I've also placed a spore blossom in each of the four corners of our storage room here so that we get some additional green particle effects from that. I'm also trying to stay organized in the storage room. I put signs above a lot of the barrels here, and even though they're not all labeled yet, We do have some signs. These things are in my way. They're pretty good for farming the glowberries. Every once in a while I grab some and put them in the chest, which it looks like isn't labeled quite yet. We'll just go ahead and throw it in here. But as you can see, we have terracotta in this barrel, so we'll go ahead and add some. And we've got ender pearls in this barrel, and we've got leather and beef in this barrel. So some of them are labeled. This one, for example, here says mob drops, and if you look inside, you can see we have spider eyes, string, rotten flesh, gunpowder, bones, and even bows. I don't know if bows actually belong in here, but we're putting mob drops in there until the barrel gets so full that we actually need to find another place to store them. This string, for example, is going to need to be stored somewhere else. And the place I've been getting these mob drop items from is in a little mob farm that I made in between episodes. I won't be able to show it to you because it's all closed up, but if we dip down here quickly, you can see that there is a staircase down, and if we follow it, it leads to the collection chest for the mob farm. Yeah, there's a kind of inconveniently placed ladder here, but very conveniently, there is an amethyst geode right next to the collection. I didn't even know this was here. I just dug down and found it. So I made a little way in here so that we can collect the amethyst shard. This geode is how I got the amethyst that I needed for the tinted glass that we used in our cave spider farm. This here is the collection chest. I don't think we're going to see any mobs drop in, but it's possible. There's hoppers back there and some glass that separates us from the drop that the mobs fall, and their drops land in here. As you can see, there's not much at the moment, but it is a way to passively collect gunpowder, which I've been using to craft rockets. Another thing that I want to show you quickly, another addition to the base here, is under this tower here, I went and installed a conduit finally. I had been meaning to do this for a long time. We were collecting the shells, the nautilus shells. Is that what they are? Nautilus shells? And we had one heart of the sea, so I crafted it into a conduit. And I went to, hey, there we go, we got a drown just came in. No trident though, so I don't really care about that guy. I went to a ocean monument and collected some prismarine. I had to remove the occupants first, the elder guardians, and I actually did die a few times from that. But unfortunately, I don't have any footage to show you, just this conduit here. It's time to make some candles. Later in the episode, we're going to work on this area over here. This is the villager trading area, and we're going to make it into a proper villager trading hall. I want this to be the entrance right here, and then this should open up into where the villagers are. Currently, they are behind the pumpkin here, as you can see. So we're going to need to do some villager control, put them in boats or minecarts or something so that we can keep them from moving around while we open up this area and make it look nice. All right, let's craft some candles. We're going to go up here to our bee farm and grab some honeycomb. And I've already put some string in the chest here. We can make most of this in our inventory. Let's start by making a shulker box because I need a place to put all of these candles. So I have a chest here, and we'll use 2 shulker shells. I've already decided to dye this box orange for no particular reason. I guess maybe later we'll use it for carrots or pumpkins or something. But for now, we're going to use it for candles. All right, let's grab some honeycomb. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll just craft these in our inventory, I think. It'll be the quickest way to do this, and I'm not going to dye these candles. I'm just going to leave them the regular candle color, and the customers can dye them themselves unless they have a request for a specific color. There aren't really any colors I can't do, including black. I have ink sacs for black dye. There's also a Wither Rose farm on the server, so we should be able to use that or purchase Some more black dye if we need to. And bones are plentiful, so if people want white candles, that's also easy to do. Some of the other candles could be more difficult, like I don't have a cactus farm at the moment, but there are some ways that we can get our hands on lime or even green dye if we need to. All right, let's fill this shulker box full of candles. Let's just do the 4 at a time, I think. And then we'll head to spawn and set up an area to sell these. Spawn portal on the nether roof. I love coming to spawn at least once per week to see if anything has changed. Oh, it looks like there is a new shop that has popped up. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But first, I want to set up a barrel and put a sign on it to sell some candles. These candles here are for Moon, but I haven't seen her online lately. I wonder if maybe we should hold on to these somewhere else. No, I guess I'll just leave them be for now. So this is our bee shop over here, our honey shop, where we sell honey bottles and honeycomb. I wonder if we have any sales. Let's take a look inside. All right, we have no sales of honey bottles and no sales of honeycomb. Okay, well, let's find out if candles will be more popular. Where can we put the barrel? Should we even put it in here? Maybe we can put it under the window here. Yeah, let's try doing that, because I definitely want this to be inside the shop. Let's put a sign on it too. What should we price these candles at? We're selling the honeycomb for 1 diamond for 3 stacks. I think we can get away with candles. 1 diamond per stack. I think that will sell fine. So that's basically a diamond for a stack of honeycomb plus the string. There we go, we've got our sign on the barrel. Candles 1 diamond per stack. Now all we have to do is stock up the barrel. Let's see how many we can fit in there. I think it'll take all of these. Yeah, it looks like we'll have some extra room in here as well, so we can come back and add some more candles to this. But let's see how this sells first. All right, hopefully we'll get a few sales there. Now let's go check out the new shop that I saw when I came to spawn. I think it's just up over here, and from the looks of it, it's probably a rocket shop. It's got the classic red and white striped pattern, and it's floating up in the air. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Welcome to Alan's Rocket Shop. Looks like we have a couple flight duration choices. Let's take a look inside. Flight duration 2, 3, and 1? Where's flight duration 1? Are these our flight duration 2? These are 3. And these are also 2. Okay. I usually just make flight duration 1. What are the prices? 3 diamonds per stack for the 3, 2 diamonds per stack of the 2. All right, let's buy some rockets. I need some anyway. We'll just grab some flight duration 2. And I think for now we'll just grab 1 stack. I want to see if I like them first, better than the flight duration 1, which is what I usually get. Thank you for having an ender chest in your shop. That's very convenient. Is there anything new here in spawn? I don't think so. Let's check this. I always check the storage room here to see if there are any resources been added. And it looks like not yet. It doesn't look like much else has changed at spawn, so let's go ahead and head back to our base, where we'll start working on our villager trading area. It's time to start work on the villager trading hall. I've put a temporary barrier here in front of what I want to be the entrance. I've also put a bit of a roof on the top. Maybe you could see it from back here. Yeah, there's some spruce planks up there and some torches, just to keep mobs from falling in while we're working on this area. And we'll worry about the roof later. What I want to do is go inside now and implement some villager controls. We need to dig this all out. This whole area needs to be dug out so that we can make an area for the villagers to go. The first thing we need to do is evict this guy. We've had an armadillo in here for quite some time in order to get the scoot, and it's time for this little guy to be free. I've already emptied the barrel, so there should only be, yeah, like one scoot in here. And I guess we can just go ahead and put this farm somewhere else in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and take the trapdoor and the barrel, and we'll take the hopper too. We don't need this farm to be here anymore. It looks like the armadillo actually wants to stay, though. And I need to keep this area pretty well lit up, so let's add a torch here. And now it's time to start digging. I think what we should do is control these guys here first. Let me grab that fence gate. We'll put that back here temporarily. And I want to see if I can get these 3 villagers into a minecart. So let's grab a rail, and we'll put a couple of these down, and then we'll grab a minecart and place it on the rail. And the next time, actually, there's a better way to do this, isn't there? Oh, I just hit the villager with my sword. I don't know if the iron golem cares or not, but we need to be very careful not to do that. Let's break these rails. Where'd the block go? I want to try a different strategy. Okay, this should work a little bit better now. Oh, the villager's still running around scared of me, it looks like. That I don't like very much. But let's see if we can get one of these guys into a minecart. How about you? Yes, okay, so we got one guy in a minecart. Now, can I push you out of here? How do I push you out? There we go. Okay, just a little bit of entity collision. And then let's see if we can get someone into this minecart here. And not me. Although it does look pretty silly. Alright, I finally got all 3 of them into minecarts. That was not easy to do. I hope the other ones will go a little bit smoother. This guy especially wouldn't stop running around after I accidentally hit him with my sword. I guess we'll use F3 and B in the future and try to be a little bit more careful. Let me push this guy out of the way. I'm actually a little bit worried about his health. Our sword is pretty powerful. And then I'm going to pick up this brewing stand. It looks like I'm going to lose a little bit of fuel, but that's okay. We have plenty of blaze rods. Let's remove these beds as well. Do I have inventory space? I do. And then we're going to dig this out all the way from the roof. I think the entire ceiling is going to go. And the first thing we can do is remove these fence gates as well. The villagers should be safe in here. Let's just move them off the fences so that we don't injure anybody. I also want to check on the iron golem to see if he's angry with me. He's pretty far away, so he might not be, but just in case, I don't want an angry iron golem in here with me while I'm working on the villager trading hall. I've been working on the villager trading area for a little while now, and I've made some progress that I wanted to update you on. And so you can see we still have the original 3 villagers here in their mine carts, and I haven't freed the rest, but I have mined a bunch of the blocks back. And so we're almost ready to free the next group, which is going to be these guys in here. But before we do that, I want to tuck these 3 back into some alcoves, because as you can see, we have some villager trading areas now. Places for the villagers to go for trading, that is. And each one has a piece of glowstone at the bottom for lighting and a torch in the back. We kind of have a little pattern going on here. So what I've been doing is... Oh, I don't have any bricks on me. I've been using the regular stone bricks here for the back of each of these little stalls. And we've been using the deep slate bricks for the front. I've got stairs in some of the middle sections here. Upside down stairs, so that when the villagers are in and we do trading, we can get the XP from the bottom. I'm playing around with the idea of putting the villagers into minecarts and then leaving them there. So this guy here is the test guy. This cleric here, I've been doing some trading with him, and it looks like he has been updating using this workstation here. Yeah, you can just see he interfaced with his workstation here and reset his trades, so I think we can actually get away with keeping villagers in minecarts. That way they will be a little bit easier to get into these little trading alcoves here. Let's see, I need to open this one up and put some bricks back here. Most of the floor will eventually be glass to prevent iron golems from spawning, but I have started to put in some of the mangrove planks here. And above each stall, I've also got a stripped mangrove log. Eventually, there will be signs on each of these indicating what trades the villager inside has. I think I'm going to put these 2 farmer villagers here in the end. Eventually, I would like to have a 3rd farmer villager. So why don't we do this instead then? We'll leave the end stall empty because it'll be easier to put a new villager there than it will here. And let's go ahead and bring rails around like this, and we'll see if we can get this guy to go in the stall next to the cleric there. So we'll line that guy up on the rail, give him a push, and it looks like he's inside now. I haven't been breaking the rails that the minecart is on top of, and it doesn't seem to matter. Let's get these rails back, and we'll go ahead and make a path to this one for this villager here. But I'm pretty sure we can put a workstation in front of this farmer. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and he just interfaced with it. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. So I think this is how we're going to be doing it. I do hope that I can still get the XP. If not, I may have to put a temporary block in front of each of these villagers. Maybe just a trap door, and then remove each of their minecarts very carefully. Alright, let's get this guy pushed in now. Here you go, buddy. Right on top of the rails there, please. And then you should be easy to push into place. I'm probably going to have to finish this villager trading hall in between episodes, but I've made a little bit more progress here. As you can see, we have a little entryway here, and I've used slabs here to make it non-spawnable. Mobs can still spawn on the blocks around the middle here, but I think it looks nice to have a little height variation, and so I've incorporated that into the entryway. I've also put these fence gates temporarily here to keep the villagers from wandering into that area, although most of them have already been secured in their alcoves inside their little minecarts there, and they're interacting with their workstations with no problem, so we can come in here and trade with them anytime we want to. Got our cleric over here in the corner. Ender Pearl trade right there. So I'm 1 villager short. I have 3 alcoves left, and I have, well, 2 villagers right here in minecarts. which means I need one more villager. And I thought it might be a good idea to get some extra villagers anyway and just let them roam around in here. We won't trade with them, but they'll kind of be backup villagers in case we need to restart the trading hall for some reason. In case disaster strikes, we won't be villager list. The problem is I need to get these guys out of their mine carts in order to get them to breed. So let's go ahead and... how do you do this again? Yeah, there we go. Hitboxes are on. Let's see if we can get these guys out without hurting them. There's no iron golem in this room currently, so it should be simple enough to get them out of their mine carts. And then we'll just toss them... here, hold on. Yeah, that's better. We'll just toss them some carrots, and then hopefully they'll breed up for us. I don't know if it's the right time of day yet, but can you... oh, there we go. Okay, it looks like it's not quite the right time, so we'll have to wait until daytime and then try this again. Well, it looks like it's working. I see the hearts anyways. I can't tell which villagers are interacting, but I see hearts. Okay, there we go. We have a little child villager. Let me make sure quickly. Let's remove this bed and just move it over here. I want to make sure that there's no way for the baby villagers to get out anywhere. One of the problems with the baby villagers is they can sneak into some of these places and become trapped where the villagers already are. So I think what I'm going to do is temporarily place some blocks over all the villagers just to keep that from happening. And I better hurry. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do the rest of this villager trading hall in between episodes. I'm almost out of mangrove wood, and one of the things I want to do is what I did right here is place a mangrove trap door. Here, let's do it on this guy here. In front of all the villagers. That way we have a way to close them off without using solid blocks. But I've blocked all the villagers off to prevent the baby villager from going into the alcoves with the villagers we already secured inside. And I still need to finish the ceiling with spruce wood. And I need to remove all the stone here from the center once we get some villagers in here. And replace all this with glass to help prevent iron golems from spawning. I may even replace these ones here, I'm not sure yet. But that would give us a little bit of mangrove back for trapdoor making. But yeah, the rest is going to have to be in between episodes because I'm all out of time. So thank you for watching this episode. From the Club House SMP server, I'm outnumbered, and I'll see you in the next episode. It's a pretty good little villager trading hall, I think. It's going to look good once we're done. I also need to put a roof on the outside too. That'll help a lot. See you next time.